As soon as they introduced me to Dre, they were like, "Oh, this the little homie. He dope." And he was like, "Oh yeah, let me hear some." And I was like, "Damn, okay. What am I gonna play?"
Yeah.
Just played a song, and Dre walked up to me and was like, "Oh, this you?" He was just listening. He heard the whole song, and he pulled me to the side in the kitchen later, and he was like, "Hey man, your music's incredible." And he was like, "I think you got the potential to be the next one."
Big Boy's Neighborhood, beautiful day in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell y'all something right now. If you know, you know.
Yep.
If you don't, consider this an introduction. All
Yes,
righty,
sir.
Young Gritty in the neighborhood, man. Welcome
in
to
the
the
building.
neighborhood, brother.
Man, I'm glad to be here, man. It's a pleasure.
Man, it's a pleasure to have you here, man. And it's crazy because, usually back in the days, you had to like kind of call somebody, get at somebody, jump in a car, circle somebody's neighborhood.
Yeah.
I tapped into your DM, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, I just saw some amazing things that it seemed like I just started to see you on my radar.
Yeah.
And then when Dog put that freestyle up as well,
Woo!
Snoop, that
Shout
wrong
out to
idea.
Snoop, man. Shout out
I
to
was
Snoop.
like, I got to get bro in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got to get bro in. First off, what city you from?
I'm from Escondido, California.
Yes, sir.
That's where I was born, raised in the IE.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, so have you always been connected to at some point with hip hop?
To be honest with you, my parents didn't even grow up listening to hip hop.
Really, though?
Like they grew up on Mexican music. My whole family from Mexico.
What
So,
part of Mexico?
Michoacan.
Yes, sir. My wife,
Michoacan,
too.
Mexico.
Hello.
So growing up, like we weren't even allowed to listen to hip hop. So I would have to go sneak and listen to it. And I
Yeah,
was like,
man.
"Oh, I know I ain't supposed to be listening to this, but this shit hard. This just sound hard."
Hey, man, so when you would sneak and listen to it, what were you listening to?
Snoop Dogg,
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, Dog Pound.
Oh, okay, so you kept
Just
it a
all
little
the
more West Coast.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I had an uncle, and he was probably the only one that would listen to hip hop. And they had them old CD folders.
Yeah.
I would go in there, sneak the CDs, and I'd be like, "Oh, I ain't supposed to be listening to this."
How
but,
old are you around this time, Gritty?
27.
No, when that was going down.
Oh, like 5, 6 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, so going in and just grabbing something and sneaking and listening to it, when did you realize that this was something that you wanted to do? How many years? Had you started off with like any kind of writing with poetry or anything like that?
What's crazy is when I first seen the movie 8 Mile.
Oh, okay.
When I seen that movie, that's when I started like messing around, freestyling and battling my cousins and doing all that. So that's when I didn't take it serious, obviously. I was like a little kid.
Right.
But once I got like 12 and I actually heard myself in the studio.
How did you do that? Like how does a 12-year-old get in to whatever studio it is?
My brother-in-law had like a plug with some dude, and they had a studio. We got it. I heard myself on the mic for the first time. That's when I really fell in love with it. Yeah.
Really though. What about being from the IE, man? Had you seen anything when it comes to like, shows, lifestyles? Cause we West Coast. You know what I'm saying? But did you see anybody in the IE that was doing what you were doing?
Not really, man. Like
Yeah.
in the IE, we don't really have like a big rap culture. Like
Right.
we do, but it's nothing like on the major scale,
Yeah, man. So
But like being from San Diego, we did have like the Lil Robs and Mr. Shadows, the Night Owls and all that,
Had you been listening to any other artists at that time?
As far as like
like when you do say like Shadow, when you mention others.
Oh yeah,
were you
definitely.
also on the Latino side as well?
Yeah, definitely. Mr.
Yeah.
Shadow was one of them.
yeah.
Little Rob.
Oh yeah,
all that.
And Lil Rob, that boy, hey man, I done seen that dude go from boy to man.
Oh
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And he was
he's a
another
legend.
one.
He's a legend
in a
San
major
Diego.
way, bro. He a legend. Period.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. But yeah, he's another one, dude, that put like a different city on. How we just say West Coast, then you hear somebody that put a city on the map.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Mitchie, there's people that's from Dago anyway,
Oh,
or
Mitchie
around that
Slick.
area.
Shout out Mitchie Slick.
Yeah,
J.O.
there's
Felony.
people- come on, man. There's
Yeah.
people from that area, but yeah, they stand up strong with it, bro. With you now, where you are now, when it comes to hip hop, when did you know you were nice?
Ooh. I would say like around 15, 16.
Mm-hmm. When you knew
But
you.
when I started getting my confidence, that's when like I was probably like 19, 20, like around there.
So you had already been developing the craft that we see in front of us.
I felt like
now.
I was nice at the time, but if I go back and listen to it, I'm like, oh, that's trash.
Hey, man, we had Kendrick in here, too, and he had this song called Bitch, I'm in the Club. Because I asked him, I said, man, I said, what's the wackest song? And he told us what it was.
Yeah.
But I told him, I said, man, when you did that, I asked him, I said, did you feel like it was whack then? You know, I know you don't go to your homies and say, man, listen to this whack shit I just did right now. But when you look back in the rearview mirror, you'll look back in your rearview mirror and you was like, you know.
Yeah, well, it's like when people come and be like, oh, yeah, I got your old mixtape from like 2009. Yeah. I'm like, man, I don't even want to hear that. Don't even play that.
Hey, man, what does the Mexican goat mean to you?
The Mexican goat is the greatest of all time.
Yeah. And you consider?
I wouldn't consider myself, but that's what the people consider me.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like as far as lyricists.
Yeah. Why is it so important to be a lyricist? And especially now, we seeing lyrics really come back, I feel, more than in the last, you know, it had gotten a little goofy at a point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that was the answer right there. Like, it's important to be a lyricist because, like, the game right now is just oversaturated with just like everybody trying to mimic each other and have the same sound, and ain't nobody coming with them bars.
Yeah, man. Were bars always important to you?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, you can hear it too, though, bro.
Like I always wanted to just be respected as a lyricist, you know? Like at first it wasn't even like I never seen myself being famous or doing it big on a major scale like that.
Why?
I just wanted to be dope. Like I wanted to be like Corrupt. I wanted to be like Eminem and all them. Like I just wanted to be at that level.
Hey, man, when Snoop posted your Wrong Idea freestyle, had you met Snoop before?
I met Snoop a long time ago when I was like 14 years old.
So you remember the memory, but he probably don't.
I don't think he remembers, but he might.
Right.
Yeah, he might remember, but yeah, that was so long ago.
What put 14-year-old Gritty next to Dog?
Frank Nitty.
Oh, yeah, from the city.
Yeah, shout out to Frank Nitty.
And you already doing what not of course how you doing it now, but you was already subscribed to the game for life.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What did you think when Dog put that up?
Man, I woke up in the morning and I seen Snoop in my DM. I had like 200 notifications. I was like, it felt like a dream.
And the crazy thing about it, man, Snoop put that up, probably a couple weeks ago, if that?
Yeah, probably like a week ago.
And when did you do the freestyle?
Like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was it this year or was it late December?
When did we do that? I want to say it was like January.
Oh, really though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I for
like
some
the
reason,
beginning of the month or maybe December.
Hella
like
way to start the year off, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
man. And when
I'm on Big Boy's Neighborhood now.
Come
Shout
on
out
now,
Snoop.
bro. Hey, man,
Shout out to Snoop Dogg.
but I'm telling you, man, it's like, how are you not supposed to be in here?
Right.
You know, and that's why I was telling you before we came in. I was like, man, how they say if you stay, you ain't got to get, but you were ready.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that freestyle, you didn't do that thinking like, man, Dog gonna see this.
Then I seen
Big gonna call. Yeah.
Then I seen Big Boy in the DM. I was like, oh, man, it's official.
Yeah, you was like, something going on. I love how he gave me a cooling period, though. He got back at me like 4 days later, like, oh, sorry about that, man. He was like, yeah, I was in France. No, he didn't do that shit to me. He didn't do, but I'm telling you, man, that talent is something totally different. You know, it's something totally different, man. And when I saw what you do, I just started going down a rabbit hole on you, Gritty, and I was like, man, this dude, he been ready.
Man, I appreciate that.
Yeah, he been ready,
That means
man.
a lot coming from you. You know, you are OG in the game.
Thank you, brother.
Just to be in a room like this is like unreal to me, you know?
Hey, man, how important is it for you to also, you know, live in hip-hop and also being Latino, being Mexican?
It's hard, man. Like, it's hard because a lot of Mexicans don't get that love like as lyricists, you know? They just look at you and stereotype kind of vibe. You know how it is.
Right.
So they automatically think you like on some gangster shit but
Had
I'm
you
hip-hop.
heard that a lot where people say, "Oh, you surprised me"?
Cause that, you know, nowadays and being a rapper or just saying you a rapper is like how could I say it? It's not like a big deal like it was back in the day. Like everybody raps now. So when you say you're a rapper, they like, oh, that's cool. You know, just another rapper or whatever.
How did you not hear? And I'm pretty sure you heard everything that goes with the game. You know, either the game is too full, it's saturated. You know, you probably don't get the same look as other people get. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, how did you bypass, or how did you not listen to all that and just kept it with your craft and not get discouraged?
You just got to stay down, man. Like, don't worry about what people think and just do you. Because a lot of people, when they make music, they just worried about what people think about it and, oh, I got to do this because this is what people want to hear. Like, nah, bro, you just got to be authentic and be you at all times.
Hey, man, do you feel sometimes that there's so many cultures that you do have to carry? Like, there could be somebody and all they got to do is be a rapper. But now, not only do you have to be a lyricist, rapper,
Content creator.
Yeah, but also you got to be all the enoughs too. You got to be brown enough. You got to be raza enough. Do you feel those too?
Not really.
Wait,
I know what I am, you know?
You don't have the leader of the Mexicans calling you up and be like, hey, we don't approve this?
Because Louis get those calls.
I get those calls, dog.
Yeah.
Like, what you mean? Like,
just other last side just putting you down, like, oh, you're not putting us on the map, or you're hanging out with so-and-so, or you're doing, you know what I mean?
Nah, I haven't got to that level yet.
You're not working with so-and-so.
And then plus, Louis has started then. If you haven't got...
Yeah, don't worry, I got you, bro.
Please, Louis, start your hate campaign right now.
Nah, they always show love.
Yeah,
to be
man.
honest with you.
What is
like,
the letter?
I get a lot of love from my people.
What is the letter to Lil Nas X?
I'll tell you about it. I just didn't really like how bro was like on some old devil worshiping stuff.
Man.
And
Did
doing
people
all that.
think you were a Christian rapper?
I'm a man of God.
Yeah, go ahead now.
I'm not a Christian rapper. I just, you know.
Did people think you were before?
They did when I was young, yeah.
Yeah,
They did think that. But I'm just a spiritual person, man, and I just don't agree with that, you know? So at that time, I just kind of like sent a letter, not dissing, but just telling them how I felt about it.
Yeah, man. And that's one of those things too, man, where do you kind of write what's on your heart and mind at that time too?
Definitely.
You felt that was necessary?
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Like when I'm in the studio, I go off of feeling. Like I don't think like, oh, I'm going to go off this concept. I'm just kind of going what I feel, you know, in my heart.
What about album-wise, man? Are you always making material?
Oh,
Period.
Definitely. Like me and my cousin, man, like shout out to my cousin Vision. We came in the game together, and he makes all my beats. So sometimes we'll just be in the studio chopping up samples and listening to records, just really like soaking up game and whatever comes, you know?
Hey, man, I can't wait to see when you say whatever comes, you know, I can't wait to see what's coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, Gritty? Because
sometimes I don't even know what's coming, you know?
Yeah, man, because
like I'll just be in there cooking.
Who was to say, man, like you say that Snoop Dogg post came from nowhere.
Yeah.
The DM for me came from nowhere. But it was the talent that made Dogg put that up. It was the talent that I saw that made me get at you. And it's like, man, if y'all got at me for that, then I got a gang of this.
When I seen that Snoop post, to me, it was like a confirmation, like, don't stop. Just keep going.
Right.
Because there's times like there's been points I felt like, man, I just want to give up.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this ain't working, you know? And just seeing that Snoop post, it was like, that was my confirmation.
And then
like, keep going.
There's so many things, I mean.
Not necessarily you want to stop, but it's
right.
like you get a little discouraged. Like, oh, people ain't fucking with me or something, you know?
And that's life. Did you ever find yourself, not looking at other people's blessings, but did you ever find yourself like, man, why I'm not in yet?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And
especially because I feel like I've been doing it longer than a lot of artists. And it's like, I never got the proper credit that I felt I deserve, you know?
Yeah.
Not taking shine away from them, you know?
Not
I'm
at
happy.
all.
I'm happy for everybody, but, you know, like, I feel like I haven't got the credit I deserve, you know?
And especially for how hard it appears that you're working, too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you go down a rabbit hole on just material that you've done, like, it's not just me in the place to be kind of things. Like you really doing concepts, bro. And lyrically, I remember hitting like our boss here, hit my producer. I was like, man, just watch this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
That's
once
crazy.
somebody watch it,
it's undeniable.
Undeniable, bro. And you want to be a part of that journey. Like, I wanted to be a part of your journey early because I saw something and I was like, man, we all gotta, it's not all, but there's a platform that I can say, man, you know what? Let me see if my platform could get him a little bit closer
Right.
to where he's going. And then watch what this journey becomes. But you always been ready for
I
it.
appreciate that, man.
Believe that, man. Aside
Appreciate
from
that.
hip hop wannabe, what was school? What was growing up for you like?
Growing up was cool, man. Like, I come from like a hardworking family.
Mm-hmm.
All my uncles, they grinders, man. Like, they all come from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So, growing up was fun, man. Just running around, little badass kids.
How was school? how was school for you?
School was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like school, I never told people I rap. Like, I was always like shy to tell people I rap.
Really?
Like,
though?
I wasn't really like in the scene like that, you know? Once I got to high school, then people started like knowing about me. I started putting little songs out and stuff like that.
Yeah. Are there people that's not surprised that this is happening for you? Because they're like, man, nah, he been going.
Yeah, definitely. Like
Mhm.
the people that know, they know I've been doing this for
Right,
for a long time.
before rap or this and that.
And I got a lot of cousins, so it's like
Oh yeah.
like growing up, man, it was fun. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey man, when people say, and I always say the this and that, you got to do this before that pays off for you. You know what I'm saying? Were there any jobs like what did you do or what do you do in the meantime before rap became like, oh, this is my meal ticket?
Man, I did it all.
Yeah.
I did it all. From hustling,
Mhm.
door dashing,
Yeah.
Uber, whatever to get the bag.
Yeah, that's a real life
Yeah.
story, bro. That's a
Real talk.
Yeah, and that shows you right there, man. You'll do to get to where you need to be.
Yeah, by any means.
What you working on now?
I recently just put out a project called Glory.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to drop the Glory 2. So I did like a 7-song EP, and I'm going to do the Glory 2, probably put another 7, 8 songs on it. But now that we on Big Boy's Neighborhood, man,
Yeah, man.
we might have to
Yeah.
change it up a little bit.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, Gritty, man. And where does the name Young Gritty come from?
For my big homie, Frank Nitty, we
Mhm.
got a movement called Gritty Style.
Hello.
I used to go by Young Blue when I was 12 years old. So I just figured, that's the movement, Gritty Style.
Mm-hmm.
So I might as well just adopt that name and put it in my name. Like
Yeah.
I am Gritty Style, so I'm Young Gritty.
That was
You
my
know?
next question. Had you had any other names? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Young
And-
Blue.
Was
Young
there
Blue.
ever any group situations for you? Not just you and Vision are working together, but were you ever part of a group?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, not a group.
Yeah.
Never a group.
Had you almost been? You know how people say, "Man, I was almost there. I thought this was gonna pop in. I was almost signed. I was almost," because I saw you with Dre.
Yeah.
What put you in the room with Dre?
Silk and Nitty took me over there. DJ
Mhm.
Silk. Shout out to Silk. They took me over there, and as soon as I walked in, Dre was in front of that
Yeah,
big ass
man.
SSL board. And
Yeah, was it at
they-
the house? Was it? The
No,
house
it was
studio?
at
Okay.
his studio at Record One.
Mm.
So
Hey man, did Dre hear anything from you that day? Did he know what was sitting in that room?
yeah, so as soon as they introduced me to Dre, they were like, "Oh, this the little homie. He dope." And he was like, "Oh yeah, let me hear some." And I was like, "Damn, okay, what am I gonna play?"
Yeah.
So I was like, "Fuck it, just play the song." And Dre walked up to me and was like, "Oh, this you?" He was just listening. He heard the whole song, and he pulled me to the side in the kitchen later, and he was like, "Hey man, your music's incredible." And he was like, "I think you got the potential to be the next one." And after that, like COVID hit, so I never got a chance to connect back with Dre because the studio was shut down and all that.
Mm.
I went back up there, but I never got the chance to run back into Dre and push
yeah.
play on him again, you know?
Yeah, you
But-
definitely about to be on everybody's radar. If not now, once again, whatever it is.
That's
but
why when I seen that Snoop thing, it was like, damn, Dre, Snoop, like it's just
Yeah.
coming together, you know?
Yeah, I'll be with Dre and Snoop tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. And I'll have a conversation with Dog about it too. Because Dog is the one where I saw that, it just sent me down the rabbit hole, bro.
Man, shout out to Snoop, man. I appreciate that.
Man, but this is what I want to do, man. I just want to make sure that we stay in contact, man. I had to get you in the neighborhood. Had to say what's up to you, man. I love the work ethic. Of course, I love what I'm seeing already, man. And if this just a kind of a snapshot of what's going on, I can't wait to see the entire photo shoot, bro. So I appreciate you, bro.
Man, I appreciate you, man, having me over here.
Come on, Gritty. And we see this now. We're going to look back at this one day there. Man, remember the first time we sat down?
Yeah.
And then at some point, you're not going to come and do the show. And,
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Oh, not right now. Not by summer. But, oh, man. But by Christmas, woo.
By Christmas.
Oh, Gritty, you're going to be different. Yeah, man. We're going to call you Shitty Gritty. No? Young Gritty in the neighborhood, man. Big Boy's neighborhood.